His Eminence Dominique Cardinal Mamberti is the new person in charge of pronouncing a new pope when need eventually comes. The Holy Father made the appointment July 1st in Rome. Catholic Women Association of Sacred Heart Parish Bumaka takes on corporal works of mercy ahead of the Diamond Jubilee of the Morning Star Zone Holy Rosary Division. And in this news edition, we equally take you to up north to Marua Mokolo Diocese, where the Divine Mercy Anglophone Parish has been given a new status by the Bishop, His Lordship Bruno Ateba Edo. Those were the headlines, the news and details in the minutes ahead. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us on this other edition of Divine Mercy Parameters, the second day of July 2024. We begin the newscast in Rome, where the Vatican has disclosed that His Eminence Dominique Cardinal Mamberti is the new person in charge of pronouncing the new Pope to the public if there were to be a conclave. This 72-year-old prelate, appointed by Pope Francis on July 1, has a long diplomatic career and issues from the same country as his late predecessor. Details in the following report are compiled by Reverend Father Alphonse Wongibe.
Appointed or designated, no responsibility is small or insignificant in the Church. With the election of a new Pope after a conclave session of cardinals has taken place, it has always been the function of a particular person appointed or designated to voice out the new Pope to the awaiting Christians or to the entire world. This is often done in the Latin words Habemus Papam, with English equivalents, we have a Pope.
Annuncio vobis gaudium magnum. Habemus Papam.
This function was lastly held by the French Cardinal Jean-Louis Cardinal Torrang, who announced the last Habemus Papam in March 13, 2013, when Pope Francis took the baton of command from his predecessor, Pope Benedict XVI, now of blessed memory. With the passing on of Jean-Louis Cardinal Torrang at 75 on June 6, 2018, after suffering from ill health, this responsibility has now been given to another prelate. Few hours ago, this function has now been given to another French cardinal by name, Dominique Cardinal Mamberti. The 72-year-old prince of the Church, who was the current prefect of the dicastery of the Apostolic Signatura in the Roman Curia, will now be the one to pronounce the famous phrase Habemus Papam if a conclave were to be held. This change came as a result of the new distribution of cardinal titles published on Monday, 1st of July by the Vatican. Born on the 7th of March 1952, ordained in September 20, 1981, named Bishop on May 18, 2002, consecrated Bishop on the 3rd of July 2002, and created Cardinal on 15th February 2015. The Cardinal, His Eminence Dominique Cardinal Mamberti, is the current prefect of the Supreme Tribunal of the Church and has been nuncio in Sudan and East Africa, apostolic delegate in Somalia, to name a few, giving him a long diplomatic career. Dominique Cardinal Mamberti, who is a cardinal deacon, will, as from this appointment, serve the Church in the new responsibility of pronouncing the new Pope to the public, added to his other responsibilities.
Away from the Vatican, in preparation for their Diamond Jubilee celebration, the Catholic Women Association of the Morning Star Zone Holy Rosary Division carried out corporal works of mercy on Monday, July 1, 2024 at Sacred Heart Parish, Bumaka. To them, such activities are to sensitize the population about their Jubilee celebration come July 24, 2024. Reverend Father Cletus Aka was there and now reports.
In preparation for their Diamond Jubilee celebration, Catholic Women Association of the Morning Star Zone Holy Rosary Division carry out corporal works of mercy on Monday, 1st July 2024 at Sacred Heart Parish, Bumaka. To them, carrying out such activity is to sensitize the population about their upcoming Jubilee celebration and thanking God for the strength and blessings bestowed on them.
We are doing corporal work of mercy in preparation of our Diamond Jubilee that is coming on the 24th. So we are doing this activity to create awareness, to sensitize the population of what is coming. Because if we don't do it like this, people will not know, they will not feel the impact of what is coming. So that is why we are working. As we are here like this, we are working as a zone. Other zones, they are working, like Munya, they are there working. We here, we are working as the zone. I'm the president of the Morning Star zone.
We will go for maternity for Munya, for keep the place too clean. On the 8th, we will do recollection and Bible quiz and everything where it concerns that recollection. And then on the 20th, we will do sporting activities. All these activities, so we arrange and so that we will commemorate this, our Diamond Jubilee where it will come.
The women, after the cleaning of the church premises, shared their sentiments with regard to corporal works of mercy carried out in line with the celebration of their Diamond Jubilee.
I feel so good. I feel blessed. I'm so happy. And I honor God. I will praise God. Say, it give me life. This life I can witness pass through this our celebration of 100.
These 60 years, you know, been a small thing. So we be glad and we praise to make God to help us so that make this day can be passed fine. So that is why we are out walking through Mary to Jesus.
In the days ahead, the members of the Catholic Women Association of the Morning Star Zone, Holy Rosary Division, shall engage in recollection, Bible quiz, sporting activities, amongst others. These activities are aimed at giving their Diamond Jubilee celebration the grandeur it deserves come July 24th, 2024.
Boya Diocese catechists have expressed joy and satisfaction after being dressed and prayed for by the Bishop of Boya, His Lordship Michael Bibi, on the 29th of June 2024 at the Co-Cathedral in Moliko. It is the first time catechists of the Diocese of Boya are having a general uniform, which some say will serve as a tool of identification during occasions. Our reporter Jamila Tutongtong has more in the following report.
Catechists of the Diocese of Boya have expressed so much joy and satisfaction to the Bishop Monsignor Bishop Michael Bibi for financing the production of their diocesan uniforms and also blessing them on Saturday, June 29th, 2024.
We are overwhelmed, especially with what the Bishop Bibi, our Lord Bishop, is doing for us. I have worked for close to 20 years, but I want to tell you that the joy that is in our heart is unspeakable. We can't speak it, we can't express it. And you saw the way we were today, the way we appeared. Were we not like angels on earth? Yeah, we were like angels on earth. So you could see from our attire and how we felt. And I want to tell you, it's so wonderful. It's so wonderful.
It has been a wonderful day today. The Bishop has dressed us, as you can see. So we want to thank him very sincerely, and this is going to boost us to continue to do the work of evangelization, to catechize our Christians, and to see that we lead them to God.
According to some of these catechists, the blessing came as a surprise, as some of them could not hide their joy and noted that the uniforms would ease their identification during occasions.
Today has been a wonderful day because it took us in a surprise, because when we had a meeting yesterday, the bishop asked me to inform them that I should come today with a new uniform. And it was very funny because the uniform we're seeing in his office. So he asked me to go and collect them, so I collected them. Lucky enough, some catechists were still around, so I asked them to take it to their various parishes and deaneries. And that's why you find us today in this uniform. It's a new one. Today is the first day that we put it on.
It was just a surprise because yesterday the uniform was shared. We did not even know that today Bishop will call us to bless us. I'm very, very happy, and I still continue to thank God because this work that we are doing is not really easy. It's only by the God grace that we are able to succeed. By our own power we cannot make it. I really thank our Bishop for making it possible for us to stand as people that at least can instruct people, can help people to know their faith, can help in the community and do 2 or 3 things to support the community. Today is a very, very great day for me.
It is worth noting that this is the first time all catechists of the Diocese of Boya are having a general uniform, and its production was done at the St. Pius, the 10th tailoring workshop owned by St. Pius, which equally serves as a workshop for St. Pius, the 10th Commercial and Technical College, Middelfarms, Limbe.
Now, seminarians in the Diocese of Boya continue a meeting with the Bishop of Boya, His Lordship Michael Bibi, this second day of July 2024 as part of their annual meeting with the prelate. They have been encouraged to see challenges faced during their formation as necessary tools in preparing them for the ministry. The Chief Shepherd of the Diocese, His Lordship Michael Bibi, made the remarks after listening to reports from the 2 formation houses as he began meeting with the seminarians yesterday, Monday, the 1st day of July. Get the details in the following report compiled by Alucius Leke.
Seminarians in the Diocese of Boya began meeting with their bishop, Bishop Michael Bibi, Monday, 1st of July 2024. The annual come-together is an avenue during which the Chief Shepherd meets and listens to his seminarians about their formation, academic, spiritual growth, as well as the activities. This year's meeting opens with reports from the formation houses of Bambui and Bachongtai. The reports indicate a lot of positive feedback from both formation houses with very cordial relationship between seminarians and formators, brilliant academic results and spiritual growth, as the diocesan president for seminarians serving in the Diocese of Aboya reveals.
Began today with the bishops' meeting, the first conference meeting with the bishop, and we had on the agenda a word from the president, who happens to be me, and then we also had an evaluation from the various formation houses from Bachontai and from Bambui. And from Bachontai we had a lot of positive points which are usual about the formation house. We had good relationship among the seminarians and the formators. We also had a good performance when it came to intellectual formation, and also the usual retreats that are organized and the spiritual conferences that are given. For Bambui, they also pointed out a lot of positive points. The intellectual formation was superb. We also had a good relationship. We have adequate number of formators who are on campus, who are making sure that we have formation as the mind of the church wants.
The president also revealed that the report carries few challenges faced by the seminarians through their formation, challenges which the bishop says makes their formation fruitful and interesting.
Which the seminarians of Bachontai faced. They pointed out that they had issues with the bus that had to shuttle them from from one campus to another, because in Bachontai they have 2 campuses. You have the St. Peter's, which is like a temporary site, and the permanent site, St. Paul. So the bus has to shuttle them, but the bus was down for quite some time. Inconsistencies with electricity. Bishop mentioned that if we do not have challenges in the course of our vocation or in the course of our formation, then the year cannot really be fruitful. And these challenges also make us ready for the ministry ahead.
The meeting for 2024 comes just few days after the diaconate ordination of their brothers. These deacons are very eager to meet and share with their father as he evaluates their formation towards the journey to the priesthood.
We now leave the Diocese of Boya over to the Diocese of Mamfe, where two newly ordained deacons of that diocese have been exhorted to offer themselves generously to the service of God and the Church. The call was made by the local ordinary of Mamfe Diocese, the Right Reverend Aloysius Ambangalu Fondong, during the weekend at the St. Joseph Cathedral, Mamfe, on the occasion of the diaconal ordinations. Joseph Otop tells us more.
On Saturday, June 29, 2024, in the town of Mamfe, the Christian community gathered in prayer and in praise at the St. Joseph Cathedral, Mamfe, for an important moment in the ministerial life of two deacons of the Diocese of Mamfe. Reverend Alemgu Banenzia Peter and Reverend Athanasius Alampol, who were raised to the Sacred Order of Deacons during the weekend, were called upon by the Right Reverend Aloysius Abangalo Fondong to offer themselves generously to the service of God and emulate the good virtues of St. Peter and Paul by doing what they profess. Still in awe of this ceremony, the local ordinary thanked God for the lives of these deacons while appreciating the effort made by the formators, parents and Christians.
Today I can only have the same sentiments of gratitude to God for our two deacons. We have two of them, so we thank you to God. We thank the parents, we thank the formators, we thank the priests who have accompanied them, and we thank the Christians of the Diocese of Mamfe that have made enormous sacrifices to ensure that the Seminarians who have ordained deacons have quality formation. The Code of Canon Law tells us that with the reception of the diaconate, the candidate becomes a cleric and incardinated in the particular church for which they are ordained. Today we receive this gift of two deacons with thankfulness for the Diocese of Mamfe. So on behalf of the Diocese of Mamfe, I want to thank them for offering themselves to serve God's vineyard.
Meanwhile, these newly ordained deacons expressed their joy and therefore had these words of advice and encouragement for those behind them.
Actually, I'm filled with joy, a lot of joy. As the Bishop rightly said, this is a ministry of shepherdhood. This is a ministry of servanthood. So I'm out to serve the people of God. And it is a calling. Nobody deserves to be a deacon. God calls and grants the grace to become a deacon. So I cannot be proud of it per se, but I need only to be grateful to God for giving me this gift. My junior brothers coming behind me as seminarians, I can only encourage them to be patient, to be persevering in their vocation, because it's never easy. It is a journey. Sometimes it actually takes time, but one needs to be patient and prayerful.
I think I'm very excited today for this great gift given to me by the Church, by Jesus Christ Himself, through the Bishop of the Diocese of Mamfe. I'm very happy. I'll say it's all grace. It's all grace. It has been grace from the beginning. It is grace now, and I think it will continue to be grace. This journey is that of endurance. It has not been easy, and I don't think it will be easy even with the graces of ordination. But I think with endurance, perseverance, God will always patience, God will always lead us.
For those who serve well as deacons, gain a good standing for themselves and also a great confidence in the faith that is in Christ Jesus.
The Anglophone community of Marua has been to a personal parish following a decree signed by the Bishop of the Diocese of Marua Mokolo, His Lordship Bruno Ateba Edo. The prelate has also appointed Father Christopher Ugochukwu as the first parish priest of that parish. This was during a Thanksgiving Mass to wrap up the harvest season of the said community recently. Let us right ahead.
With hearts full of joy, praise and gratitude to God Almighty, Christian
Christians of the Divine Mercy Anglophone community in Marwa Mokolo Diocese received the news, uplifting their community to a personal parish. This comes after fervent prayers were made in the past years by the Christians in this community to that effect. Reverend Father Christopher Uzuanyu Ogochukwu, who has been in charge of the community, has been appointed first parish priest by the Bishop of Marwa, His Lordship Bruno Ateba Edo.
We ended this harvest in a very beautiful way because today we read the decree of the election of the Divine Mercy community as a personal parish. This is what the community has been praying for, and we thank God for having listened to our prayers. And we also ask Him to give us the grace to keep serving Him with all sincerity.
The chairman of the Divine Mercy Anglophone community, Dr. Nkeng Leonard, is excited receiving the news and expressed gratitude to all who put hands on deck for this upliftment to happen sooner than later.
We are so happy, and it just came in to add to our joy of successfully ending the Thanksgiving of praise that we organized this year, which we are now ending up with a bazaar. And we want to thank the Bishop very much for this wonderful upliftment of our community to the diocese. I want to congratulate all the members of our community that have worked so hard, coming to pray and supporting in our project.
Mrs. Asongwe McQueen is Secretary of the Pastoral Council, Divine Mercy Anglophone Community of the Diocese of Marwa.
Today in church, when I heard the announcement that a decree has been signed authorizing our Divine Mercy Catholic Church as a personal parish, I was so moved. This is something that we have been fighting for the past 14 years, 10 to 14 years. Since in the days of Bishop Stephen, we kept on moving, asking for a parish, and God answered our prayers today.
It is worth emphasizing that the Christians of this community have been praying and hoping for the past 10 years for the community to be erected as a personal parish, a dream come true in 2024. You're welcome back. Now, in news out of our national boundaries, Somalia and Ethiopia have begun peace talks brokered by Turkey amidst tensions between the two nations after the breakup of Somaliland from Somalia. And the army spokesperson of the Israeli military has contradicted Israel president's claim that he was close to eliminating Hamas, calling it an impossibility. Aloysius Leke takes us across the world in the following report.
Turkey mediated talks between Somalia and Ethiopia on Monday to ease diplomatic tension between the two African neighbors, according to the Turkish Foreign Ministry. The Foreign Minister of Ethiopia, Taye Asteke Selassie, and his Somaliland counterpart, Ahmed Mualim Fiji, had a candid and forward-looking exchange concerning their differences facilitated by Turkey's Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan. The tension arose after Ethiopia signed a memorandum of understanding with the breakaway region of Somaliland in January, which Somaliland condemned as a violation of its sovereignty and territorial integrity. The memorandum aimed at granting Ethiopia access to the sea through Somaliland in exchange for Ethiopia recognizing Somaliland as an independent country. A second round of discussions is scheduled in Ankara on September 2nd as both countries reiterate their commitment to peacefully resolving their differences and express appreciation to Turkey for its facilitation and constructive contributions. Prior to the January memorandum, Somalia and Ethiopia had enjoyed peaceful relations. President Mohamed Ould Ghazouani of Mauritania secured his re-election for a second term after winning the national vote on Saturday. He emerged victorious in the first round with a comfortable margin, gaining 56.1% of the votes. His main opponent, anti-slavery activist Biram Dha Abed, received 22.1% of the votes and has contested the results, alleging fraud. The country's Independent Electoral Commission confirmed the result on Monday with a voter turnout of 55% out of the 2 million eligible to vote. The Constitutional Court will now review the numbers before announcing the final results. The spokesperson for the country's Independent Electoral Commission stated no detections have been made so far and no complaints have been reviewed. However, some opposition candidates have expressed a different perspective. The commission consists of representatives from political parties when its president appointed by the government, leading to accusations of collusion with the main regime. Abid, claiming to be the true victor, denounced the provisional result as an electoral coup d'etat to benefit the ruling regime. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu claimed Monday that he was close to eliminating Hamas, the rulers of the war-ravaged Gaza Strip. Netanyahu has repeatedly said that fighting will only stop with the defeat of the resistance group, but he was contradicted by his army spokesman, who recently called the elimination of Hamas as an impossibility. Opposition to the war amongst the Israeli public has been growing. The army has only rescued a handful of hostages after 9 months of fighting amid mounting soldier casualties. 674 Israeli troops have been killed in Gaza since October, with over 2,000 injured. Despite declaring Hamas defeated in many areas, Israeli troops have been forced to return to face off with Hamas soldiers in the same neighborhood previously declared captured from Hamas. The group has also managed to launch rockets into southern Israel despite Israeli claims that its military capacity has been degraded. The International Court of Justice concluded in a preliminary ruling in January that Israel was plausibly committing a genocide.
Let's end in sports. The 17th edition ongoing, that's the Europa 2024 Championship ongoing, taking place in Germany, that started on the 14th of June till the 14th of July, composed of 24 European men's national teams. So far, the competition is at its knockout stage of the 8th finale as of Saturday, the 29th of June 2024. John Philip Wanla gives us updates of the competition.
So far, the UEFA Euro Cup has played up to its 16th final. Since Saturday, the 29th of June 2024, Sweden played against Italy, losing 2-0, while Germany beat Denmark 2-0. Sunday, 30th of June, England beat Slovakia 2-1, while Spain beat Georgia 4-1. It was a stiff encounter Monday, 1st of June, between France and Belgium. Excellent ball combinations from Kylian Mbappe, Koundé, Thuram from the French side that couldn't give them a lead at the first half. Not until the 84th minute that saw a combination from Koundé to Kante at the right-hand flank to Kolo Muani, firing a shot above the Belgian goalkeeper, finding the net, giving France the lead and an opportunity to the quarter-final. Later in the evening, Slovenia, in an encounter with Portugal, both sides sought to maintain a place at the quarterfinals. All eyes were on the Portuguese masked man. The Slovenians stood their grounds as they held on to the game till extra time. The Slovenian side, at the 102nd minute of extra time, conceived a penalty which was taken by Cristiano Ronaldo, but out of luck, kicked to the side the Slovenian goalkeeper dived, thereby losing the spot kick. Then to the penalty shootout, as the Portuguese goalkeeper ensured a clean sheet as he stopped the first 3 penalties from the Slovenians, and the Portuguese on their part scored all 3, thereby taking all points as they knocked Slovenia out, and Portugal qualifies for the UEFA Euro 2024 quarterfinals. Romania plays against New Zealand and Australia against Turkey on the 2nd of July 2024 for the last quarterfinal qualifiers for the Euro 2024.
Many thanks for viewing that sports report. Wraps up this edition of Divine Mercy Prime. But before we go, we remind you of our top stories. His Eminence Dominic Cardinal Mambati is the new person in charge of pronouncing a new pope when need eventually comes. The Holy Father made the appointment July 1 in Rome. Catholic Women Association of Sacred Heart Parish Bumaka takes on corporal works of mercy ahead of the Diamond Jubilee of the Morning Star Zone Holy Rosary Division. And in this edition, we equally took you up north to Marua Mokolo Diocese, where the Divine Mercy Anglophone Parish has been given a new status by the Bishop, His Lordship Bruno Ateba Edo. Many thanks once again. I have been Samailin for a presentation. Keep it locked down on Divine Mercy TV. Until tomorrow, stay blessed.